For Hollywood actress Allison Mack,
did she agree to testify against Keith Rainier?
This was Judgment Day.
Any comment? Why do you think you were misguided by Rainieri?
Once a star on the show Smallville.
Well, that explains the walking magnet theory. Why didn't the doctors flag it?
On Monday, the 36-year-old pled guilty to 2 counts of racketeering, one of which included forced labor. She now faces up to 40 years in prison.
She broke down in tears, prompting Judge Garifas at one point to ask her if she needed a second to compose herself.
Her plea could be a turning point in the case against a mysterious self-help group called NXIVM. Many of its leaders were charged with numerous crimes, including conspiracy to commit forced labor, sex trafficking, and extortion.
She said at one point, I thought these were wonderful people. I soon realized that they were not.
The fact that Allison Mack pled guilty to so few charges, and she was facing so many, certainly indicates that she's likely cooperating with prosecutors.
On the surface, NXIVM, also known as Executive Success Programs, described itself as a self-help group.
It's a program that is designed for people to identify what it is they want to do in their lives and how they can do it the best way possible.
Allison Mack was attracted to the goals of the group. Here she is appearing in a video testimonial.
I had on the surface something that seemed to be like the perfect life for a pretty good life.
The group's leader was this man, Keith Rainieri. Members referred to him as Vanguard.
So one would say authenticity is being as you are.
Rainieri's words literally moved Mack to tears.
I don't know why, that makes me want to cry. It's beautiful.
But why do you think that's
so emotional for me?
Yes.
I don't know, I think because it seems like it's something that I feel like I want it. Authenticity.
Sarah Edmondson was a former member of NXIVM.
Yes, I know Allison Mack very well.
She told my former colleague, Elizabeth Vargas, that Mack was a favorite of the group's management.
She had a huge following and lots of fans. I think that they thought this would be another big fish to catch.
Mack's role was to recruit women to join DOS, which was a secret society within NXIVM, and during her statement on Monday, she admitted to recruiting women to this group, under the guise it was female empowerment.
Sarah Edmondson says she fell for that ploy. One night in March of 2017, she says she and 4 other women were summoned to a house outside of Albany, New York. They willingly participated in a strange initiation ritual led by a woman who told everyone to take off their clothes and put on a blindfold.
Let us in blindfolded and sat us in a semicircle, buck naked, no clothes, on a sheepskin rug.
Edmondson told authorities that she thought they were going to get tattoos. Instead, she says, they found out they were all going to be branded.
What was that like?
It was worse than childbirth. Imagine a hot laser dragged across your flesh for 30 minutes without anesthetic.
Edmondson says she was later surprised to find out what the brand stood for.
Were Keith's initials from one side and AM for Allison Mack from Dead On. But I didn't see that at the time.
This shocking scene is the last place Edmondson expected to end up. She's a wife and mother with a successful film and television career.
Do I know you?
I don't think so.
Oh, no, I never forget a face.
But her life changed after she crossed paths with the so-called self-help group and its charismatic leader, Rainieri.
I'm an interesting person, I'm a controversial person, but most importantly, I'm an unconventional person.
I was told that he was one of the smartest men in the world and just an incredible man.
At the heart of NXIVM training was something called intensives, which former members described as group therapy. It ran as long as 14 hours a day and for up to 16 days. Edmondson says she attended her first one in 2005. The price tag, over $2,000.
I left my 5-day, my initial training, as if a veil had been lifted and I could see things more clearly in my life.
According to former members, NXIVM even had its own lingo, and the sessions came to involve practices such as chanting, "I will not choose to be a victim," a special handshake, even bowing.
To Vanguard.
Thank you, Vanguard. Former members like Mark Vicente say anyone unwilling to go along with the rituals was scorned.
If you question Keith Raniere, the hits the fan.
Like what?
How dare you? Don't you realize you owe everything to him?
Sarah Edmondson says it went even further. She says Raniere taught that women were to be subservient to men and that he practiced what he preached by having what amounts to a harem of women.
It was like having a normal boyfriend, except you didn't know when you were going to see him next. And then he'd go off with another woman the next day.
Edmondson recalls how devoted Raniere's followers were, so much so that they traveled from all over the world to celebrate his birthday, an annual celebration known as Vanguard Week.
Wishing Vanguard a happy birthday.
I loved V Week. I loved it. It was like my favorite time of year. I missed my best friend's wedding. It still makes me emotional because I thought that's more important to be a V Week. And I missed her wedding.
Edmondson was in the group for 12 years, rising through the ranks. During that time, she says she became close to another NXIVM member, Lauren Salzman. Salzman was even Edmondson's maid of honor.
She's like my therapist, and in the ranking system, she's also above me.
In March of 2017, after their years together in NXIVM, Edmondson says Salzman approached her about a new and mysterious opportunity.
Life-changing, but top secret.
But Edmondson claims Salzman demanded highly compromising collateral first. In response, she says she and some others ended up providing nude photos of themselves.
I did it because I trusted her.
Only then did she gain entry.
And the first step is making a vow of obedience to her as me being a slave and her being my master. Again,
slave? She used the word slave?
She used the word slave.
Did you object?
Of course, yeah, and objected every stage of the way. And she said, it's a metaphor. It's like guru-disciple.
All of this, she says, led up to the night when she and 4 women submitted one by one to being branded.
And the woman on the table screamed out in pain, twisted and turned and yelled, and the woman I was with holding her legs down, we looked at each other and we just wept.
Why didn't you let go and run out of there even naked?
It didn't seem like a choice at the time.
And can you just stand up and point where the brand is?
So it's right here, right under my underwear line.
Edmondson believes that Raniere should be held accountable because she says she saw a text come in from him as she held Lauren Salzman's phone filming the branding.
And it said, how are they all doing with each other?
So
Lauren.
he knew?
He knew. He knew that we were all being branded.
In addition to his alleged connection to the branding, Raniere was also being investigated for extortion, wire fraud, and identity theft, among other possible crimes. And then in March of 2018, his empire came tumbling down when he was busted by the federales in Mexico. His luxury hideout, according to authorities, was a $10,000 a week villa in Puerto Vallarta shared with several women. This video of the arrest apparently was shot and shared by followers and then leaked online. Raniere was brought back to New York to face federal charges, including sex trafficking. The next month, Allison Mack was arrested too.
Were you involved in a sex cult?
And just a few months later, more arrests followed, including that of Lauren Salzman, the woman who Sarah Edmondson says recruited her into that secret group. Salzman recently pled guilty to racketeering and racketeering conspiracy.
If you're Keith Raniere, you've got to be nervous about the fact that these other people are pleading guilty. We don't know for certain that they're cooperating, but that would be really bad news for Keith Raniere.
Raniere is currently behind bars. He has pled not guilty to all of the charges against him. Raniere's criminal trial is scheduled to start next month.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.